Hi, everyone. Welcome to Voice of Our Own and Late Night Snack. I am Allie Kinnear, and tonight I am so excited to continue to talk about boundaries and to continue this conversation that we started. Well, we've been having a conversation for a while, though, but I want to piggyback on what I talked about last week. And for those of you who are new to Voice of Our Own, welcome. This is a time where every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock p.m., I hop onto Facebook Live and talk about self-care, talk about parenting, and just life. And so this is one of those, like I said, it's a continuation of last week. If you didn't see that one, and so that means there will be cursing again. For those of you who love that, you're welcome. And for those of you who don't, sorry. Uh, and so this is a good time to put the earbuds in or to watch it after the kids have gone to bed. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is one of the best pieces of advice that I have received. And when it comes to our shit, because I don't know another, one of the reasons why I curse is because I don't know a better word for this. The shit of life when we're just in it, right? Uh, until I find a better word, I will continue to use this one. So the best advice I received when it comes to dealing with the shit in our world and in our lives is this. In any given situation, particularly one of conflict, there's always my shit, your shit, and the shit we have together. I'm going to repeat that. In any given situation, particularly ones of conflict, there is always my shit, your shit, and the shit we have together. So part of the resolution process then becomes figuring out what is mine, what is yours, and what is ours. Now, for some of us, we may be people who do not want to own any of our shit, right? When it comes to what's mine, what's yours, and what's ours, they may be like, yeah, none of it's mine. Okay, maybe this little thing is mine, but really it's your fault. It's not really due to me. We might want to blame other people or blame situations, blame our circumstances, and there's kind of this pushing away, right? Now, for other people, they may have the opposite problem where all they are doing is saying, okay, here's all this shit, and I guess it's all mine. I think all of this shit is mine. Yeah, even that one, I know you're trying to say it's yours, but really it's all mine. Right? So that those people with no boundaries, who are just that we talked about last week, with just like the piles of shit stacked up, they're just like, yeah, go ahead, bring your shit over here because I seem to have a lot of it and it must all be my fault. Now, for those who are saying, nope, none of this is mine, none of this is mine, they may look like they have boundaries, but what they really have are thick concrete walls that are just tall and ominous, right? So while there's no one getting in, which feels a bit like a boundary, there's no one getting out either. And what I have found is that these two types of people, those who are like, none of this shit's mine, and the people who are like, oh, it's all mine, those two people tend to find each other. And when they find each other, they have this kind of symbiotic relationship, right? Because the person in the walls is saying, I don't want this shit anywhere near me, so I'm just going to toss it out. And the people with no boundaries are just like, yeah, go ahead. They've got like a sign hanging up, like, leave your shit here. I guess I'll take it. So what we need to do instead of just playing out those two dynamics is to instead take a deep breath, and instead of pushing the shit away or taking the shit on, we need to put it in the middle and just take a look and just look at it. I wonder how much of this shit is mine. I wonder what of this shit is not mine. And where does it start to get confusing? Like, where does it seem like we both have a part in this? And, there may be a tendency to want to be like, no, I'm pretty sure the shit is yours and like push it across the table to the other person. But that's ultimately not helpful. And while, and so the best thing is just to sit there in the discomfort, because it's kind of uncomfortable just standing there being faced with the shit that we have in our conflict with another person. So one of the things that you can do is to take a deep breath. And if somebody is kind of pushing something towards you, you can say like, okay, I'll take a look at that. And really ask yourself, is this mine? Is any part of it mine? Because chances are there's a part of it that might be yours, but there also might be another part that's not. That you can say, this I accept. This part of the shit, yeah, that's mine. I'll take that. But this part, I'm not really sure if this is mine. I don't quite agree with that. Let's take another look. And in that dynamic, then both people can just kind of have a flowing conversation, right? And I will tell you, I have had this conversation and what's so many times, and there is like gold on the other side of this conversation. There's deeper connection. There is a more harmonious relationship. There is a deeper understanding of one another and a deeper respect that happens. But I will also tell you, it is always uncomfortable. There's no way to not be uncomfortable, because it's uncomfortable admitting what is ours. And it's also uncomfortable for those of us who are like, oh, all of this must be mine. It's also uncomfortable to say, this isn't mine. Because if we're used to just taking it all on and being kind of the peacekeepers by taking on other people's shit, then it's an uncomfortable situation to say, actually, this part of it is not mine. And so, but the good news is when you're in that discomfort, that vulnerability, that tenderness, that just means you're on the right path and you're doing the work that needs to be done. Because when you're in that vulnerability with the other person and you're not shoving their shit at them and you're not taking it all on, when you're really just taking some deep breaths and sitting with it, then that's where the magic can happen. That's where new ideas that hadn't been able to come through before can suddenly show up. And so I just offer that to you. And if you have no idea how in the world to have conversations like that, how you would even start a conversation like that, if owning your shit is hard, or if you're one of those people who are just like, oh yeah, all of this shit is mine, that's what I'm here for. I mean, the whole reason why it's called Voice of Her Own is to help women step into their voices and in their own way. So, and I'm still offering my free Catch My Breath consultations, and I will leave you a link below so you can check that out. And I just want you to sit, if you have a conflict with someone that's happening right now, I just want you to ask yourself, what is my shit in this situation? What might be their shit? And what is the shit that we need to work on together? Okay? What's mine? What's yours? And what is ours? I want to see what people are saying because I'm just like in my flow. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Erica. Hi, Mom. Hi, Aussie. You're here. Yay. Well done. And Jessica, yes, totally. Hi, Kristen. Oh, so hard to do, but it's so true, Erica. It's usually mutual shit. Isn't it, though? It is usually mutual shit. And yes, Erica, I like the gold on the other side. It's so true. All those hard conversations. What if, Erica Montanen had a question, what if the other person doesn't want to talk about it? Good question, Erica. I think there's a few things. Sometimes if the other person doesn't want to talk about it, they might be feeling on the defensive. And maybe there's a pattern in a relationship where defensiveness is something that that they're expecting. And sometimes if they're expecting that, then they'll be like, not having that conversation. Uh, so that might be one thing. I think the other thing too is to get really in tune with yourself. Do you have an agenda? Are you trying to convince the other person of something? Because if you're bringing any of that kind of energy, it's almost like dogs, they can kind of sense it coming. But if you come at it, if you've done your work yourself and said, I'm really struggling and I have an issue and I really don't know how to, oh my gosh, sorry, my whole thing got interrupted. But I think if you come at it with that way of saying there's an issue and there is something that I don't know how to resolve and I need your help in taking a look at this together, then suddenly that changes the whole dynamic, right? Then people are like, oh, even if you're struggling with them, to say, oh, okay, what's going on? So thinking about the invitation to that conversation, I think, is an important one. And we have to do a lot of our own work to get to that. I hope that helps, Erica. Hi, Bonnie. And hi, Anna. Yay. So good. So good to see you. If you have any further questions, you can pop them down below. Otherwise, and I can answer them online or I can answer them later offline. And yeah, oh wait, Jessica, partnership instead of me versus them. So powerful. Absolutely. That's what I love about the lesson of what's my shit, what's your shit, and what's our shit. There is no me versus you. There is no us against them. It is like, we have this problem and we're just going to look at this problem from this angle, and we're going to look at it from this angle, and we're going to turn it around and kind of see, okay, what am I contributing to this? What are you contributing to this? And like, where do we still need to untangle some of this? So powerful, because people will respond to that partnership. They really do. And if there's any us against them energy, yeah, that's when shutting down happens. Yeah, so good. Well, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. We do it every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Hopefully the kids are in bed by then and sound asleep. And I wish you a wonderful night of uninterrupted sleep tonight and always. And thanks so much. I'll see you next week.